Hello, in this video we will cover the Allez range of bikes from Specialized. So we'll talk about the differences between the Specialized Allez, Allez Sport, Allez Elite and the Specialized Allez Sprint. We will cover the frames of these bikes, the geometry and drivetrain differences, component choices, give a brief summary and in the end suggest alternatives to each of the 4 bikes here. But before we begin with the comparison, I would like to give a quick background on the Allez. The vanilla Allez range, that is the Allez, Allez Sport and Allez Elite, are very good introduction into the world of road bikes from Specialized. They feature a very forgiving and dependable geometry that should be very accessible for starters or those who are limited by their flexibility. It features one of the lightest and best frame and for combinations in its class. So in each of the 3 bikes here, the foundation is very strong. The Allez Sprint is a completely different frame set aimed at those who want an alloy bike to race with. Its geometry is much more aggressive and mimics that of the Tarmac SL7. It comes in 2 variants, but we are leaving its limited edition SRAM Force ETAP Axis 1 version behind for this video. Moving on to the frameset of the bikes then, the Vanilla Allez are based on their E5 Premium alloy frameset which houses around 27.2mm seat post. The frame is based around a standard mount rim brake platform. Also, it has rack and fender mounts and is equipped with a full carbon fork. The frame of the Allez Sprint is made from the same E5 alloy but features the D'Alessio SmartWeld technology to move the weld slightly away from the junction for added stiffness. Unlike the last iteration, this version of the Allez Sprint is based around disc brakes. Being an out-and-out race bike, it doesn't feature any rack, fender or mudguard mounts, but its seat post is borrowed from the Tarmac. Talking about the geometries of the bikes, we will first talk about the sizes. Here are the size names offered as well as the respective effective top tube lengths and the stack. As you can see, for a given length, the Vanilla Allez is much taller at the front, giving you a more relaxed position compared to the Allez Sprint, which has a lower stack, thus giving a more aggressive and aerodynamic position. Also, one thing worth mentioning is that the size gap between the 49 and 52 Allez is quite large because the respective difference in effective top tubes is 27 mils, and there will be quite a few people around the 5 foot 6 inch 5 foot 7 inch mark who might not get an Allez in a satisfactory size. The Allez Sprint skips the smallest size of the Allez and hence isn't available for riders below a certain height. Coming to the drivetrain, we will talk about the cranks first. The Allez comes with a Shimano Claris 5034 crank, the Allez Sport and Elite with a Praxis Alba 5034 crank, and the Allez Sprint with a 5236 105 R7000 crank. Paired to the cranks, we have a 1132 8-speed sunrace cassette in the Allez, a 1132 9-speed sunrace cassette on the Allez Sport, a 1132 11-speed sunrace cassette on the Allez Elite, and a 1128 105 cassette on the Allez Sprint. While the cassette choice on the Sprint is fine, being a criterium bike, we would have preferred standard Shimano instead of sunrace cassettes on the Vanilla Allez. The Allez is based around a Shimano Claris group set. By this we mean its shifters, front derailleur, rear derailleur. The Allez Sport around a Shimano Sora group set. The Allez Elite deviates from Shimano 105 group set of the previous years to a SRAM Rival 1. While shifting action is a personal preference, things like availability and reliability are not, and we would have preferred Shimano 105 R7000 personally. But I respect if you prefer the Rival instead. The seat on the Vanilla Allez is a Specialized Bridge Sport, while the Allez Sprint is equipped with a Specialized Power Expert seat with a handy pressure relief channel. Wheels on the Allez and Allez Sport are Axis Sport, while the Allez Elite is equipped with a DT 460 rim brake wheel. The Allez Sprint comes with a DT Swiss 470 disc brake wheel. The Vanilla Allez come with 700 by 2060 road sport tires, while the Allez Sprint comes with 700 by 2060 Turbo Pro tires. Tire clearance of the Allez Sport and Elite stand at 28C, while the Allez Sprint can take up to 32C tires. Before covering the summary, we will quickly go through the colors of the bikes. The base Allez comes in this satin black, flake silver and flow red colors. The Allez Sport comes in this Arctic blue, pine green and dove grey colors. The Allez Elite is offered in satin black, cast blue and smoke colors. Finally, the Specialized Allez Sprints come with tarmac black and gloss oasis colors. Here is a summary of the 4 bikes featuring prices, different component choices and the likes. In case of the Allez and Allez Sport, we can almost recommend it unequivocally unless you are in between its sizes 49 and 52, in which case there may not exist a correct size for you. In case of the Allez Elite, we do prefer alternatives which we will come to that are offered in Shimano 105. As for the Allez Sprint, if you are racing criteriums, we again prefer an alloy alternative from another manufacturer. While if you are doing stage races, there is another better bike for the same price which we will come to. Alternatives of the Specialized Allez include the Giant Content 2, Merida Sculptura 100 and Trek Domane L2. The Content and Sculptura are slightly more racy and we prefer the Content between these two. And while the Domane isn't as good as the Allez in terms of power transfer or ride quality, it does come in better size increments, and its size named 52 with effective top tube of 530 sits well between the Allez 49 and 52. So if you cannot get the Allez in the right size and you want a very upright bike itself, consider the Domane AL2. Alternatives to the Specialized Allez Sport are the Giant Content 1 and the Canyon Endurance AL 6.0 rim brake. The viability of buying the Canyon depends on your region and also on how good you know the size you need to begin with. The Content 1 is again a racier alternative to the other 2 bikes. Before buying the Allez Elite, you should look at Merida Sculptura 400, Content SL1, Endurance SL 7.0 rim brake. If you want rim brake, 105 alternatives. If you want hydraulic disc brake Tiagra alternatives, you can look at the Giant Content SL2 disc and the Trek Domane AL4 disc. Before getting the Specialized Allez Sprint, please make sure you actually need an out-and-out race bike. If you don't, get some other premium alloy bike. If you do and are into criterium, consider the Cannondale Cat 13. Besides adopting a more sustainable position, it also comes with a frame that rides quite a bit smoother and hence would keep you fresher longer in the race. Also, if you are not racing crits but stages and you have a much lower chance of crashing, we see no reason to pick the Allez Sprint over a Giant TCR Advanced 2 disc when they cost the same. It is just a better bike in every way except maybe its ability to last a crash. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it cleared your doubts about all the 4 Allez as well as let you know when buying each of the 4 makes sense depending on your budget. If my videos have helped you decide your bike and you are happy with the purchase, please consider leaving a super thanks, because when it comes to recommending, I am and will always remain unsponsored from any brand and so need your support. I'll see you next time.